Hello, Louisiana Beer Reviews. This is
Coral Head by the Tampa Bay Brewing Company out of Tampa Bay, Florida. I found this in one of our local beer slash wine stores, about 30 miles from the house, north of the city, east of your city. So, crack this open, see what it's all about. It's coming in a 16-ounce can. And I'm expecting a lot from this because it was the last 4-pack that they had. They had 3 other offerings and it was full. So with that said,
an adhesive label.
Alright.
I think I had beers in the past from TBBC.
You think?
Yeah, but I can't remember what they were. I'd have to look on Beer Advocate and see what I rated.
You think? Or you know?
I said I think. That's why I use Beer Advocate as a database for my own reviews, because
What if they lose their database?
no, they don't have it. Can I look at this? It's a nice looking label. It's got the coral reef with the golden orange fish around it. It's like the
Golden orange.
yeah, it's like orange, underwater, independent, family-owned Florida brewery. It's kind of like that. What do you call that? Like foil wrapping type of application. Canned. Hey, canned last month. So it's fresh.
Why are you concerned about the
7% alcohol.
Who cares?
Well, I just like the aesthetic features of the beer. I like to look at it.
That can wrapper has absolutely nothing to do with this.
No, but it has a lot to do with the curb appeal, meaning if people will pull it or not.
Curb appeal. Explain this to me. Curb appeal. What does that mean?
Like if you're driving by, something catches your eye, you'll stop and maybe go into the restaurant. Well, if you're on the beer aisle and you got something attractive like that, instead of funny animals or something to do with the devil, like these beer companies like to do, you might say, oh, it catches your eye, and if they can take the time to do a nice label, they might take time to do a nice beer. It may not work out, but that's what I mean. Aesthetics, like the presentation of it. Okay, creamy, whitehead, you must use wheat. And hazy.
Doesn't say.
Well, the website probably does, or perhaps does.
It's got a fresh, clean smell to it.
Yes.
Slightly creamy.
Yes.
The hop presence is kind of low, but what you're getting is there. I mean, getting more of a mixture of maybe some.
Yeah, it's there, because if it wasn't there, you wouldn't be getting it. Right?
Some citrus notes, some rind.
What about pith?
I'm not getting any pith. You usually get that on the taste. So, cheers.
Cheers again.
Yeah.
Okay. It's fruity. It's not a lupulin powder, gross out though.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
It's like a pale ale.
like a lot of these IPAs. They like pale ales more than India pale ale.
It's like a pale ale. Yeah.
So I'll still say it's like the last one. It's 3 out of 5 sugar cubes to me, because it's got the malty sweetness, but the bitterness here is only
low.
2.5 out of 5.
I give you lower than that. I'd go down to 2.
Oh. It's an India Pale Ale on the can, but is it really an India Pale Ale? I would say it's a hazy pale ale.
I would say that they're going toward this new age world of IPAs that a lot of companies are gravitating toward.
Yeah, been gravitating toward.
But this one is not overpowered with the lupin. It's not overpowered with this cakiness that you usually taste. This is actually
gross,
clean.
yeah.
There's slight honey notes to it. It's like a cakiness, like a slight, but it's definitely not your traditional India Pale Ale.
Nah. I'm gonna change my sugar score. I'm tasting 4 out of 5 sugar cubes. This thing's really sugary.
I'm not gonna go that high because I think your sugar notes are off.
No.
I'm not the one that lost my 10 sense of taste and smell last year.
That was 2 years ago. It was actually
still affecting it. We can go back a couple months
actually
ago.
December
and you still
20
make reference to it.
It was
a couple
December,
months ago in our beer review.
It was December 23rd, 2020, and I started noticing I couldn't. It was really on Christmas Day, the 25th. I was like, I can't smell anything. I can't taste anything.
You got sick.
Yeah, but
I didn't.
I got better, but I still can't smell cologne.
You obviously have something going off because this is not a sweet beer.
If I smell cologne, it smells like
those
chemicals.
Those antifreeze looking things that you do independent reviews on are sweet things. This is nowhere near that.
No, but it is in its own malty way. It is sweet. It is sweet.
But it's not 4 sugar cones. That's what I'm saying. This is not. This is
4 sugar cubes. Oh, but those are 5 sugar cubes. Those things like you talking about. Those are 5 out of 5. Those are like you have like a seizure drinking those things. You know.
So how can you compare this to those?
I'm not. It's 20% less sweet than those madcap items. But the bitterness is not happening here, man. It's like
this
you said.
This is not that sweet.
It's like
I give it 2 sugar cones out of 5.
Okay, I think that's not
bitterness-
correct. In my opinion.
Just stop this review if you want. I mean, you don't have to be an asshole.
No, I'm just saying I don't think it's correct.
Well, I mean, you don't have to raise your voice like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Review.
But the bitterness is not happening. I was about to actually praise you and say, you're right initially that it's a pale ale.
Yes, it tastes like a pale ale. It's creamy. It's pleasant. I think it's got it by saying it's an India Pale Ale, but I also believe that India Pale Ale is kind of going all over the place.
Yeah, this day and age, India Pale Ale on a label is like saying premium. It doesn't mean anything. Like every beer or liquor you buy is going to say what? Premium vodka, premium beer. But it could be the worst thing ever, you know. Yeah, premium. What does premium mean? It's whatever it means, whatever you want it to mean. So that's what IPA means today. Whatever you want it to mean. You know, haven't you noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we can't get along, and that's why we can't review without controversy, because we cannot figure out the IPAs to date. Oh, I'm sorry, I raised my voice.
I think they're just going in a different direction. It doesn't say that it's a double IPA. It doesn't say it's an imperial or anything like that. I just think they're going off on a weekend of this, making it less bitter, a little more sweet, and a little bit more pleasant per se with less bitterness. So if that's what they're looking forward to with this, I give them a good grade on it. However, it's not what I was looking for, especially the price point on this. This can costs about $3.25 a can. So
don't feel bad, because I've run across so many of these at even a higher price point.
well, it's some of the ones that you bought that you said were good were not pleasant. This one is a lot more pleasant than those other things that you came across. Some of those Baton Rouge beers with the baseball looking thing on.
Oh, well, they had some hits.
Those aren't really that great.
They had some hits and they had some strikeouts, you know.
Yeah.
But and some pop flyouts. But I would say if they were a baseball team, they're probably at 50-50. 10 wins, 10 losses. But they're not gonna make the playoffs. This beer is not gonna make the playoffs. It ain't working for me. I'm sorry. If they called it coral head, sweet pale ale. Okay, I wouldn't buy it, but I mean, it would fit, yeah. I'm not really too much for pale ales. Sierra Nevada pale ale is nice, but Oscar Blues pale ale is more like an IPA. Yeah. Bass pale ale. Oh, well, I kind of like that English style. Well, you can give it a score. Or
I think it's mislabeled. So for that, I have to give it. I'll give it a 90. It's pleasant. It's a good beer. It's not India Pale Ale. I think y'all should redirect it and just call it Pale Ale.
A minus. I'm gonna go with B minus. It's good in a sense, but I mean, if I was drinking it, if I was sitting in my house drinking it, I would say this is good in a sense. I don't know how else to say it. I'm gonna go B minus, marginally good. 82, I think is fair. Sorry we're so off on this one, but that's part of doing this. It's you don't always agree. So,
Okay.
sometimes beer does not bring you together.
I just don't think it's a bad beer.
I know. If I thought it was a bad beer, I'd give it a D.
I don't think it deserves an 82, but that's your score, not mine.
All right. So, Les Zélé, Bon Temps Relais. Yeah. Goat.
I think 82 is way too low.
Now the residual bitterness.
It's crap. 80s.
That's right. The residual bitterness is there.
Nobody else would drink it, eh?
Oh, now they got a lot of hobos. Now, and y'all go to Tampa, Florida, and tour the TBBC.
You give someone else